Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit different. This is somewhat of a record haul. About a few weeks ago, my aunt came over and she gave me a lot of her old albums, as well as albums that she inherited from my great uncle, so her uncle. Now, a little bit of background information about my great uncle. He worked at Capitol Records Canada for like 30 or 40 years, like ranging from like the 1940s to the 1980s or even late 1990s. So over that time he has gotten a number of promotional records and I guess limited releases, but mainly from artists that I'm not all that excited about. But there are still some that are pretty exciting in here, and I figured it might be fun to kind of talk to you guys about those albums that I inherited. So I'm probably going to sell most of these guys. As I said, I'm not probably going to listen to them because they're not artists that I enjoy, but there are a few in here that I probably will include into the record collection behind me, which means I'm probably going to have to rearrange a lot of these guys. I'm running out of shelf space. Let's dive in and find out what we got. And first off, this is just hilarious. I got Barry Manilow on a picture disc, and this is like a young Barry Manilow, and I like how they actually did the picture disc in this sense. Like, it's an actual gatefold that has the picture disc thing on there. Most of the times if we get a picture disc now, actually I'm going to, let's bring up the picture disc that I actually own. So most of the time when you get a picture disc like this, it's in a see-through clear sleeve, and I know after a number of years this plastic is going to become pretty brittle and it'll most likely fall apart, and it's probably also not good for the pressing of the album as well. Most of the time with a record like this within a picture disc, or even any vinyl, you want to have some kind of a paper or very thin material to kind of maintain the integrity of the album. Plastic on vinyl is not the best, and it will muddle the sound after a while, especially in a lot of these types of picture discs being very tight on the actual album sleeve itself. Like, you have to kind of really get it out. So I'm glad that within this Barry Manilow you have that kind of preserve aspect on here, and this is the kind of not necessarily plastic, but kind of the cover that you want within that, so you can still see the album without having to damage the integrity of the vinyl itself. Wow, I didn't think I'd talk about that much of Barry Manilow all at once. This one's kind of fun. I don't exactly know what this is all about. It looks like it's the dance to Beatles hits in the sound of Glenn Miller. The big band beats of the Hiltonaires. Interesting. I'm not 100% sure what this is going to sound like. It hasn't been opened, so as you can see, there's a lot of sheen there. It's still got the plastic covering on it. As I said, it hasn't been opened, so it might be fun just to sell and see if I can get anything for it. I've got a suite for flute and jazz piano from Claude Bolling, pianist and composer, with Jean-Pierre Rampal, the flutist, in his first jazz recording. Yeah, I've never heard of him either. Alright, Stand By Me, the best of Ben E. King. I mean, Stand By Me is a pretty classic track. Ben E. King with the Drifters. Then we have Lionel Richie, Can't Slow Down. Yeah, this one's going to be sold because I'm not a big fan of Lionel. I'm not saying he's bad, I'm just saying I'm not a big fan of his. Then we got Brewer and Shipley. Yeah, Stig 26? Still 26? Never heard of these guys. Again, probably one I'm going to sell. Here's a fun one. Lou Reed from Rock and Roll Diary, 1967 to 1980. That seems kind of fun. Now, this one is one that I know I'm going to sell. It's Bob Dylan and the Band. I do not like Bob Dylan at all. He is not my cup of tea. Got Vincent. I know I'm going to butcher this name. Vincent Abetto. Yeah, the alto sax. That seems kind of fun. I might keep that. Maybe playing it for a few times. Looks like there's a few movements on this, so it kind of sounds a little bit on the progressive side. That's kind of fun. And the next couple of these are more of like kids albums. So like we've got We All Live Together Volume 2, Basic Skills, Rhythm and Movement, Sing Along, Call and Response. This is like, yeah, Unity. That's totally a kids album. I'm probably going to sell that one. Then we have Having a Good Time with Bob Schneider. Yeah, that's another one that I'll be selling. Hey, another Bob Schneider. When You Dream a Dream. Yeah, that's getting sold. This is mainly for like, these next couple of these are very Canadian. Right off the bat, we've got Raffi, and I'm pretty sure these are my aunts. So we've got Raffi with Ken Whitey. That's more singable songs, and we also have singable songs for the very young, another Raffi album. I never grew up with Raffi, so I'm not very familiar with him, but I know a lot of my Canadian friends definitely love him. April and Susan, Home Free. I mean, that is straight. I'm gonna keep that there for a second. 1985. Yeah, that's definitely 1985. Yeah, definitely Canadian. April is a professional guitarist, banjo player, and singer. Susan is known across Canada from Mr. Dress Up. Hey, she's from Mr. Dress Up. Right on. All right. Moving on. Canadian staple. You couldn't have Canadian bands without Sharon Lois and Bram. These guys are the ones from The Elephant Show, featuring Bill Usher and the Mammoth Band. Now, this one is definitely from my aunt, because her name is on it. Because I also have another copy of it. From Peter Dunn's Vinyl Museum. In Toronto, in Clearwater. Anyway, same album, just this time it's in a plastic covering. I'm looking on the back here, and it's kind of fun to see. I mean, there's a very old Toronto Maple Leafs hat right there. Some of this is just kind of like a weird time capsule from like the 70s and 80s. Munch, favorite stories. I don't know exactly what this is, if it's him actually reading it. Yeah, because it looks like these are like books that Robert Munch has written. Like The Paper Bag Princess, Dave's Dad, The Boy in the Drawer, Mud Puddle, Mortimer. Oh, it's got my favorite Munch book, which is Jonathan Cleaned Up and Then Heard a Sound. I have no idea what this one, Deborah Dunley, Music for Families. Yeah, that one's... Oh, man, that looks like my mom. Anyway, if anybody ever wants to know what my mom kind of looks like, that's very similar to what she looks like. Those glasses and hair. Oh, man. 1987. Sorry, 1984. Oh, this one's a fun one. The Muppet Show. Yep, that's definitely my aunt's. That's her name. Let's see here. You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. That's interesting. Okay. This one I like, because everybody, like, all the kids on here are making Ridiculous's face, but this kid right here, he's a star performer, and I'm pretty sure the photographer realized that, because the entire back is just him. That is just ridiculous. Like, all these kids are making hilarious faces, and the one kid that's making the weirdest face gets the entire back cover. I have no idea what this is going to sound like, so I'll probably just sell that one. Staple Canadian one, Anne-Marie, Hippo in the Bathtub. This one sounds interesting. Exercise and dance program, Carol Hesser's Easy Jazz for aerobic exercises for the whole family. Complete illustrated instructions inside. Is there? Let's see. Oh yeah! It's got little exercise sheets. That's kind of neat. Oh yeah, this one probably right from, 1980, 1981. I mean, she's a looker, that's for sure. I guess you would kind of have to be. You don't want to have like an exercise and dance program with somebody that's not somewhat appealing, but anyway. Okay, here we go. Some John Denver, An Evening with John Denver. That one's getting sold. John Denver, Rocky Mountain Christmas. I might hang on to that because I'm a really big fan of Christmas albums. The Merry Man Sings, Beautiful Barbados. Ooh, this one's actually, it feels very pristine. It's got a nice, ooh, that's fancy. Well, how about that? Look at that. Got a whole book in it. Anyway, this one's totally getting sold. Yeah, I'm not hanging on to this one. Ooh, it's actually signed by the people. That's kind of fun. Ah, here's one that I might actually hold on to. The Mamas and the Papas. I actually like the Mamas and the Papas. Time to Dream, Les Paul and Mary Ford. I think that's a soundtrack of theirs. It's also kind of cracked through here. So, I mean, that's one that I'll probably just throw in the bunch. Oh, here's one straight from the 70s and 80s. Sonny and Cher, All I Ever Need Is You. A cowboy's work is never done. That is hysterical. There's one without one. What is this? Danny Osmond, Superstar. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't think anybody would take that without its cover, but that one I'm not hanging on to. The Merryman, Sun Lovin', never heard of them. Oh, they're Canadian, or at least I assume they're Canadian because it's got an Air Canada jet in the background. Alright, so the next couple of ones, I know I'm going to sell because, again, not big fans of theirs, but I know a lot of people are, so they're probably in a little bit more of a high demand. Frank Sinatra, the next couple of them are his, so we've got Come Fly With Me, which I think is one of his more popular ones. Come fly with me, come fly, we'll fly away. Then we've got His Voice, Sinatra's Singing Sessions, and what's the one under there? Ah, there we go. No One Cares, Frank Sinatra. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people care because you were pretty popular there, bud. Oh man, he looks so young there. Like, he looks so young. So young and fresh. And I think the rest of these guys in this box are all Elvis. Yeah, so all these guys are Elvis. I'm not a fan of Elvis. I know the record companies loved him. Alright, so this is just going to be a rapid pace. This is another one from like before where it's a picture disc. Oh, there we go. Picture disc of Elvis. A legendary performer. Yeah, sure. So we got that one. Got Double Diamond. There's a lot of Elvis on this. Volume 4, Gold Records. Recording live on stage in Memphis. This one actually hasn't been opened. 2 record steps, Elvis Forever, Elvis is Hollywood, Elvis in Concert, from Elvis Presley Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee, live recording. 2 big double Elvis, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Ooh, 2 record set as advertised on TV. Well, how about that? Aloha from Hawaii via satellite. Elvis Presley. Oh boy. 50 million Elvis fans can't be wrong. Elvis Gold Volume 2. GI Blues Elvis. He looks young there. Oh boy, he does look young there. For LP fans only. What's that one? Somebody really loved this. Elvis Frankie, Heart and Heart Johnny. Burning Love and hits from his movies. Now, this is one that I do recognize, which is Elvis Presley. Although this one is definitely played, and I think somebody tried to open it up the wrong way, because it's kind of open like that. And then finally, Elvis, a Canadian Tribute. So that takes care of box 1, and I see that I'm in the 16-minute mark, so this will probably be part 1 of a part 2 series. Part 2, I dive a little bit deeper in things that I actually do enjoy, so check out for that. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are definitely the best as always. I'm going to clean this up, and yeah, that's about it from me. Until next time, or I guess the next video, which I'll have linked here so you can watch it directly. Notes out!